Local 24 Sports. Nobody covers your team like our team. Now from WATN, it's Local 24 This Week with Richard Ransom.
Welcome to Local 24 This Week, the place on Memphis television where you get the real story behind the big story. I'm your host, Otis Sanford, and today for Richard Ransom. Thanks for joining us. In a moment, I'll introduce our panel, but first, here are our topics today. Momentum or not? Mayor Jim Strickland's administration is taking some heat for touting incorrect information about the percentage of city contracts going to minority and women-owned businesses. The city is now acknowledging the error, blaming it on a clerical mistake. But in an election year, will this mistake be costly? And what's up with all of those dirty tires piled up on a vacant lot in South Memphis? Then split decision. Tennessee's two Republican U.S. senators took opposite positions on a congressional resolution to reject President Trump's declaration of a national emergency in order to build his border wall. Senator Marsha Blackburn sided with the president and voted against the House-sponsored resolution, while Senator Lamar Alexander voted for it. And surprisingly, so did Mississippi GOP Senator Roger Wicker. We'll examine what this means politically going forward. And speaking of the Senate, the race to replace Alexander in next year's election got a bit hotter this week with a notable attack ad against former Governor Bill Haslam. You might be surprised who is sponsoring the ad and why. We'll discuss that and the state of the Senate race some 16 months before the first votes are cast. So we thank you for joining us, and let me introduce our panel today. Mike Matthews is a Local 24 reporter, and Ken Whalum is a former member of the Legacy Memphis City School Board and senior pastor at the New Olivet Worship Center. Thank you both for coming today.
Thank you.
Mike, I want to start with you with this discussion about it was a fairly late-breaking story in the week. With Jim Strickland's administration having to acknowledge a mistake. First, let's go back to January, the State of the City address at the Whitehaven Country Club, which was actually strategically, he strategically decided to have it down there to emphasize efforts to help African-American residents in Memphis. So let's play what he said at that meeting.
When I took office, just 12% of city contracting dollars went to minority-owned and women-owned businesses, 12%. I'm proud to report that when we closed our most recent fiscal year, we've doubled that to 24%.
Well, that was Mayor Strickland saying that. Well, now we know, based on some pretty good reporting by the Memphis Business Journal, they broke the story first, that was in error, and it was really only 17%, it was a little over 17% for last fiscal year, which is actually a decline from the previous year. You talked to the mayor on Friday. Tell us what he's saying now in addition to acknowledging the mistake.
You're going to hear this a lot in the campaign from this point on. You're going to hear them talk about how, yes, it's not 90, our goal was, our gain would have been 98%, 97% with those original figures. But since those figures are wrong, our goal and our gain now is about 46%. They're going to keep pushing the fact that they made gains even though the numbers are different now. It's an important issue. I mean, if you look at what's happened here now, if they talk about the gains being 17%, then that's just a little more than 1% a year in his administration. And there are going to be plenty of critics out there who find that unacceptable. So yes, is this an issue? Well, already Tammy Sawyer has said it's just not acceptable in her opinion. Mayor Harrington hasn't said much of anything about it yet. I figure he will eventually.
I'm sure he will.
So yeah, you'll see it out there a lot.
Absolutely. Ken, let me come to you. Let me get your reaction first to the mistake. Also, granted, he acknowledged the mistake pretty quickly. What is your take on it?
I don't think it is as big an issue as some will try to make it out to be politically. I think what does make it a bigger issue, though, is something you brought out when you introduced the piece, and that is that the mayor strategically planned this announcement in Whitehaven to try to target African-American voters. Now, these numbers concerning women-owned and minority-owned businesses are a political construct as far as I'm concerned anyway, because the weakest link is black-owned businesses. And to the degree that Strickland, in trying to recover from this faux pas, and his opponents in trying to attack him on this faux pas, to the degree that they focus on black-owned and African-American-owned, then I think it can be a benefit for everybody, depending upon who handles it the best.
So you're saying then that using that phraseology kind of hides the real issue here?
There is no question about it. There have been studies addressing the point. You kind of weaken your thrust if you say women-owned and minority-owned when everybody knows that black-owned businesses are the weakest link in our and most other urban communities. And I think if we can get that point extrapolated out of all of the political discussion, we can do our city a favor.
Mike, you mentioned earlier that Tammy Sawyer did not hesitate to jump on this on Thursday night. She actually put out a tweet that took a shot at the mayor's slogan of Memphis has momentum, by saying that, well, the momentum is obviously slowed down now, and it does not include African-American, especially African-American business owners. How much hay do you think she's going to be able to make of this?
Oh, she'll make a little. She's got a lot more hay she needs to pitch before she can make a real strong effort push in this case, but she's got a little work to do. Look, many of her supporters say the same thing, and frankly, it confuses me. Here we are in a city with, what, 63, 64, 65% African Americans, something along those lines, right? And we're talking about black-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, that if you're really, really good, you get 30% of the pie. And I just don't understand that at all. Yeah. Now, I know that, yes, they have to own the businesses. And I know it's not easy for African Americans or whites to get those businesses going. And there's all kinds of hoops you got to jump through. But that just doesn't make any sense to me at all in this city. It should 30%. Come on, you got to be able to do better than that.
Otis, I think a bigger chore, a bigger task for Tammy is going to be to build on the work that she has done among the dispossessed, among millennials. Can she motivate millennials to go to the polls?
Yeah, right.
Millennials are great at complaining and flexing their muscles, but so far we have no proof that they will go to the polls in numbers that will make a difference. I think that's a big challenge.
Right, and I agree with that. Before I leave this segment, I will have to say that because the mayor made this he touted this so big in January and was intending to make it a big campaign issue, I just believe that it was incumbent upon him and his administration to make sure that this was correct on the front end, and then to double check it and make sure that they found the error before the Business Journal did. But that's just me saying that. Before we leave, Mike, I wanted to ask you about that tire mountain that was reported on the Local 24 last week. Jenny DiPrizio did some good reporting on that. What's the problem there, and is there anyone to blame for that?
I blame everybody for that. I blame everybody in city government for that. How can you take
and county government?
Well,
too.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Let's throw county in there as well. They deserve some of it as well. Right. How can you take a program that has been successful every single time they've rolled it out? You have people waiting in line who have picked up all these tires around looking for just some cash, some money, something.
Right.
Okay? And they've wrecked it. They've ruined it. Will they ever get this program going again? I don't know. This thing's going to be tied up in the courts and everything else. I've never seen anything like it. If it works in Memphis, we'll find a way to screw it up.
And it just creates blight. And the people who live in that neighborhood and on the South Florida Street area, they should be really unhappy about this. That's the way I see it.
And I agree with you.
30 seconds left.
I agree with both of you guys. Here's the deal. If that mountain of tires had been in Germantown or Collierville, they'd be gone by now. It'd be mulched by now.
Yeah, I think I can't disagree with that. All right, we'll leave it there. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk about politics at the state and national level. You're watching Local 24 this week.
Bullies prey on weakness. When our clients have been injured, they're the most vulnerable. Insurance companies know that and exploit it. Grandma used to always say, you don't have to fight every bully, but every bully needs to know you're willing to fight. We will fight for our clients. Do you understand?
Yes, sir!
Call us immediately at 901-352-0333. Your phone slides off the console and falls at your feet. Get the new Fastball. It's the magnetic mount that holds any device tight. Fastball combines a steel ball and magnetic socket to create the ultimate media mount. Now you can adjust your phone 360 degrees to any angle, any position, and your phone stays securely in place. Then releases with a light tug. Just pick your spot and stick it up. Then place the ultra-thin magnetic disc on the back of your phone or case. It's the perfect mount for tablets, too. Call and get the incredible Fastball for just $19.99. But wait, call right now and we'll double it to 2 absolutely free. That's 2 Fastball mounts for just $19.99. Call now.
Call 1-800-436-1968. That's 1-800-436-1968. Or visit myfastball.com. So call 1-800-436-1968 now.
All of us here at Local 24 believe in the magic of storytelling.
Imagine a world where children didn't know the magic of books.
A world where there are no stories to take them on adventures to meet unexpected heroes.
That's why we're partnering with Disney Publishing to donate up to 1 million books to First Book.
And we're inviting everyone to join the 7th annual Magic of Storytelling campaign.
To learn more, go to www.magicofstorytelling.com or just go to our website, localmemphis.com.
You're watching Local 24 This Week with Richard Ransom.
Welcome back to Local 24 This Week. I'm Otis Sanford in for Richard Ransom. Let's turn our attention now to state and national politics, especially our 2 U.S. senators, Lamar Alexander and Marsha Blackburn. They made crucial votes this past week on the resolution that was actually sponsored in the House to deny and rebuke President Trump, who did issue an emergency declaration to try to build a border wall. Alexander voted against it. Marsha Blackburn voted for it. And let's put up on the screen what Alexander said about the border wall. Yes, he said, any appreciation for our structure of government means that no president should be able to use the National Emergencies Act to spend money that Congress refuses to provide. But Marsha Blackburn said the president and Congress must take swift action to secure our border, protect our cities, and defend our sovereignty. I support President Trump's declaration of a national emergency, and I reject the resolution of disapproval. Ken, I'm going to start with you. They were not on the same page here, but from a political standpoint, where are we on this?
Well, politically, we know that the senior citizen, the senior senator, Lamar Alexander, is on his way out, and he's always had a moderate reputation, and especially when he was governor in Tennessee, did some great things that the conservative branch of the party didn't really go for. We're not surprised that Blackburn would be staunchly in the president's corner. Politically, I think, though, long term, this is going to benefit Trump. The more Alexander and the Democrats raise hell about this particular issue, the more it's going to embolden and innervate Trump's base. It doesn't matter. I don't even think Trump cares one way or another. Trump cares about winning. And I think this particular kind of issue, which is really lacking in substance when you think about it, is the kind of thing that generates support, excitement, and donations from Trump's base.
Okay. Mike, Alexander also talked this week. He actually wrote an op-ed, I think, that was in the Tennessean, in which he talked about the fact that this resolution, this emergency declaration was actually taking money, some $3.6 billion away from the military for barracks and things of that nature, and even included taking things away from Fort Campbell, which is in our area. Do you give him credit for standing on principle and not politics here?
No. I don't give him any credit. Not at all. Not at all. It's simply this. He's been in, how many years has he been in the Senate, Otis?
He's been in there about 18 years
18
or so.
years. Every now and then the spine has to come up and you have to do something here to kind of show that you're worth the money you get paid to be in that office, that, you know, show that you're worth the votes that you get from the people in this community. He just did what he thought was the right thing. Well, finally. Now, what's going to happen? It's going to get vetoed. Let me see how much spine he has.
As we speak here on Friday.
Let me see how much. Let me see what his spine is after that.
Yeah.
Let's see how much he talks about the president and the move after that. Will he still fight the wall going in because of this? Will he still fight it? I don't know. Yeah. If you show me that, then maybe we'll talk about it.
Okay. Ken, down in Mississippi, the senator there, Roger Wicker, who I might add just got elected last year. So he has a 6-year term here, so he was fairly safe. He voted against it as well, which I was kind of surprised at. I don't know if you were surprised that here's a man that is so linked to the president, so supportive of the president, but he voted against it.
I kind of have questions about that. Took me by surprise as well. Now, where he is, though, is in a state that has a lot of black voter participation, and maybe he's thinking somewhere down the road where he can sort of build some bridges or at least show that he is thinking about the interests of black voters in Mississippi. But I don't think he's really concerned about it. I think, just as Mike alluded to, I think he knows the president is going to veto it or has vetoed it by now, and there are not going to be enough votes to override the veto.
And what does this say about Marsha Blackburn, Mike?
Is our sovereignty under attack? I didn't realize that when I said it. Apparently it is. I didn't know.
She says it is.
Yeah, well, it goes. She ran her campaign saying she supported President Trump. She supports President Trump. So if you look at it that way, she's following her campaign promises.
Yeah. All right. And I might add that the other Mid-South senators, Cindy Hyde-Smith in Mississippi, John Bozeman in Arkansas, Tom Cotton in Arkansas, they voted with the president, obviously, so they are sticking with him. Where does this go in the future?
Well, I think the wall is never going to be built, but I think the president is counting on 2020 and the promise of the wall to carry him into another term in office. I honestly believe that.
You agree with that, Mike?
Absolutely. There's no question about it. His supporters like the fact that he stands up for things that even if it's illegal, they don't care. This is just their president standing up for what's right, at least what they think is right. And that's going to be the case here.
All right. Well, we'll have to leave it there. All right, when we come back, we'll be talking some more about statewide politics. We'll look at the Senate race. That's going to be a pretty good one, an open Senate race next year in Tennessee. You're watching Local 24 this week.
Memphis Gold and Diamond Exclusive will beat any price in town. We offer custom-made jewelry, layaway, and repair. We pay top dollar or trade your jewelry. Come see Mufasa. Memphis Gold and Diamonds Exclusive. We will take care of you like family.
It's our Factory Direct patio furniture sale at Family Leisure.
Spring is just around the corner. Shop now for the largest selection at guaranteed lowest prices. Factory Direct pricing on all of the best brands. Maintenance-free poly, dining that seats 10 or more. Elegant cast aluminum, beautiful hand-woven wicker. We got it all, and it's all on sale. Check out our large selection of chases, umbrellas, bases, and more. Can't find what you're looking for? Visit our design center to create your dream collection. These great products are also on sale now.
Factory Direct patio furniture sale going on now at Family Leisure.
Philadelphia at Milwaukee, tonight at 7 on Local 24. Sponsored locally by Lenders Auto Group. If it doesn't say Lenders, you paid too much.
Around here, we might talk slow, but that doesn't mean we think slow. We know right from wrong, and we sure don't like bullies. So if you've been injured in an accident, don't you let an outside insurance adjuster or company tell you what you deserve for your injury. You need to get somebody to stand up and fight those people tooth and nail and get you every dollar you deserve. Injured? Need help? Call me now. 888-WE-FIGHT.
If you have a design in mind, Memphis Gold and Diamond can make it for you. And Mufasa will match or beat any price. Plus, we repair any broken jewelry like new again. Memphis Gold and Diamond, 4275 Elvis Presley Boulevard.
You're watching Local 24 this week with Richard Ransom.
Welcome back to Local 24 this week. Let's talk a little bit about the upcoming U.S. Senate race in Tennessee. It's going to be an open seat. Lamar Alexander, who we just got through talking about in the previous segment, has decided to give it up after 3 or 4 terms. I lose track. He's been in there so long. But it again presents a wide open Senate race, the second time in 2 years that we have a interesting and wide open Senate race. Well, before even people are starting to throw their hats in the ring, last week there was an attack ad that was put out by the Club for Growth against Bill Haslam, the former two-term Tennessee governor, who hasn't announced yet, but he has indicated that he's thinking about it. Let's play that entire attack ad for our audience.
Racist photos, resignation refusals, criminal allegations of rape and assault, reprehensible slurs, vile beyond belief. Liberal Democrats are up to their knees in dirty laundry. And liberal rhino Bill Haslam, he's dirty too. Prosecutors say the Haslam family business was infected with fraud. Over a dozen company executives and employees convicted for a conspiracy to defraud mom-and-pop truckers. Haslam got filthy rich as company co-owner, lining his pockets on the backs of working people. His campaigns for governor fueled with fat contributions from the executive who masterminded the scheme, Haslam's golfing buddy, Mark Hazelwood. The same man caught on tape spewing racist, drunken rants at company meetings. Disturbing and disgusting. Just imagine how they talked on the back nine of a golf course. Bill Haslam, another politician soaked in scandal. The last guy Tennessee needs in the Senate.
You know, I've seen attack ads all my life. This is right up there at the top. Ken, let me start with you to get your response to it.
Well, what makes it really stark to me is that the man hadn't even announced. That's right. It was this bad pre-announcement. Right. We better put some boots on and some radioactive masks because it's going to get bad. But with that said, surely Haslam is not surprised that he's being attacked. Surely he's not that naive. The other thing I'll say is, I guarantee he's got a large enough war chest to do a little bit of attacking in return. It's unfortunate, but it's just the way it is.
Well, but this was from the Club for Growth, which is not a candidate, so he would have to go out and try to attack all of these PACs and entities. That's a lot more difficult to do than just attacking a human being.
Absolutely.
Mike, let me get your response to it. You've been around politics for a long time.
Oh, that put me ugly. That was rough. Yeah. That was really rough. In fact, if anything, maybe if he's on the golf course, maybe I'd stay out there right now if I were you. Because this is going to get, as Reverend Williams said, it's going to get a lot worse if he decides to make the run from it. And it's just amazing again. It's just, this is a guy who what? He said he didn't like Donald Trump.
Yeah.
He's a Republican who had troubles with Donald Trump, and he is already getting slammed out there. When in many instances, Bill Haslam becomes the perfect Tennessee U.S. Senator. Basically a guy, a nice guy, who has a place to park his pants between 9 and 5, and that's about it. Yeah. That's all he does. Yeah, so I don't know.
Well, but you know, again, this week, the attack was on Haslam. But I don't even know how many people are even lining up to run in this race. I mean, there's, especially on the Republican side, which you have to pay a lot of attention to, who else is out there that's really thinking about running?
I haven't heard a thing. I haven't heard a single thing out there from anybody who's talking about it. Nothing on the Republican side at all, outside of the fact that there are people who say, well, gee, Haslam could run for that office, but nothing from him, nothing from anyone from the state party, nothing from anybody on the local side of the issue.
Well, some of the people who lost in this last statewide election probably have a little money left over, and if they think that Haslam is going to be weak in any area, perhaps they rethink it and think about getting back into it.
Well, that would be, would that be Diane Black?
I don't think that's
out of the question. Would that be Randy Boyd? I'm also hearing that maybe Stephen Fincher may come out of retirement and possibly give this a shot.
I don't know.
You hearing that?
Yeah, I am. I don't see how Diane Black would come out if she figures it worked for Marsha Blackburn being someone who just stands behind Trump, period. That's not a stretch for Diane Black.
Yeah.
She can certainly do it that way. Stephen Fincher, I don't know if he's going to make that much difference in this.
He's been out a long time, so that may. Ken, let me ask you on the Democratic side. A few weeks ago, James Mackler, who was thinking about running in 2018, but decided not to in deference to Phil Bredesen, was in Memphis. I even had a coffee with him just to talk with him. Where do Democrats stand, especially thinking now this is a presidential election year when the turnout will be heavy. Where do Democrats stand in the Senate race?
Thank you for asking that. I think that in Tennessee especially, and especially red state, I think Democrats stand in Tennessee statewide similarly to their stance nationwide in the president. I think it's ridiculous. Man, there's so far maybe, 20 potential Democratic or announced Democratic candidates for president. I don't think a Democrat in the state of Tennessee right now has a chance. So unless you've got so much money that it just doesn't matter, I don't think we're going to get a serious candidate for a statewide office.
So you don't see a Mackler at this point, he's a military veteran, kind of a moderate guy, was starting to get a little bit of attention and starting to raise money last year, but again deferred to Phil Bredesen. You don't think that that's...
I think in any other state, that might be a possibility. But in the reddest of red states, Tennessee, what you just described sounds like a perfect and apt description of a sacrificial lamb.
If you went out on the street right now and talked to 20 people and said, give me your impression of James Mackler, they wouldn't know who you're talking about, okay? And that's the problem. Nobody out there has carved themselves into a nice position where they can be the ones that some people look forward to and say, there's your Democratic candidate for Senate. There's nobody out there right now that has that appeal.
All right. Well, and that, I agree with you, both of you on that, on the Democratic side, and I don't have any idea right now who among the Republicans are going to really take a stand. But based on that ad, it certainly seems like somebody thinks that Bill Haslam is serious about this and he has enough money to do it. So we'll just have to leave it there. All right, we'll take another break and we'll have some closing thoughts in just a moment on Local 24 this week.
A drunk driver hit us head on. I am so glad that one of my family members told me to call the Reeves Law Firm. The jury awarded us $1.8 million.
If you or a loved one have been seriously injured, call us immediately. Let us be your voice.
Attention all Americans. Introducing Neuromedics, a biotech company you can now invest in. Anyone can invest. Become a shareholder and join the fight against Alzheimer's and other neuroinflammatory diseases. Neuromedics is developing NE3107 as a therapeutic for neurological diseases in which neuroinflammation is a major contributing factor, such as Alzheimer's, migraines, and Parkinson's. Call now to discover how you can invest.
This is no ordinary chicken sandwich, because underneath that toasted potato bun is the sweet taste of honey. Introducing the Honey Butter and Bacon Filet Sandwich with a hand-breaded chicken filet smothered with honey butter and topped with smoky bacon. The new Honey Butter and Bacon and Zaxby's Hot Filet Sandwich Meals for a limited time, only at Zaxby's. And don't miss Shazam!
Shazam! Rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX.
The Reeves Law Firm. The jury awarded us $1.8 million.
If you or a loved one have been seriously injured, call us immediately. Let us be your voice.
All of us here at Local 24 believe in the magic of storytelling.
Imagine a world where children didn't know the magic of books.
A world where there are no stories to take them on adventures to meet unexpected heroes.
That's why we're partnering with Disney Publishing to donate up to 1 million books to First Book.
And we're inviting everyone to join the 7th annual Magic of Storytelling campaign.
To learn more, go to www.magicofstorytelling.com or just go to our website, localmemphis.com.
And that's all the time we have for Local 24 this week. I'd like to thank my esteemed panel, Ken Whalum and also Mike Matthews. Thank you both for joining us today. And thank you for joining us as well. If you have a comment about the show, you can drop an email to rransom@localmemphis.com.